Welcome to my channel Study Time. Today we will discuss the poem The Seven Ages by William Shakespeare. It's a class 9 poem. Let's begin with it. The first stanza of the poem is all the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players. So Shakespeare is comparing the world to a stage. And Shakespeare says that all men and women are actors on the stage of the world in the play of life. तो उसने कहा कि ये जो लाइफ है एक तरह का प्ले है और उस सब में जो men and women जो है एक तरह के actors हैं. They are just merely players. They have their exists and their entrances. तो उनकी अपने अपने exists and entrances है, उनका आना है और जाना है. Here the speaker is talking about the life and death. But what we should pay attention to here is the plural form of the words exists and entrances. तो ये दोनों यहाँ पर plural form में दिए गए हैं. The speaker isn't talking only about life and death. He is talking about human relations as well. People come and go in our lives and relations are made, broken and re-established. So that is why the plural forms are used here. It not only shows the birth and death but also the relationships which we make. People comes and goes in our lives also. And one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being seven ages, at first the infant. So, and one man in his time plays many parts. The first part of this line says that a man plays many parts throughout his lifetime. The word part is not only restricted to the ages, it means the different roles we play in life, as a child, as a parent, as a sibling, as a spouse, etc. बहुत सारे roles जो हैं play करने पड़ते हैं. His acts being seven ages. The later part of the line says that plays these several parts stretched over seven acts, which are seven different ages. तो वो जो इस रोल को प्ले करता है, एक ह्यूमन इस रोल को जो प्ले करता है, तो वो उसे सेवन एक्ट्स में या सेवन एजेस में प्ले करता है. At first the infant. Infancy. At first the infant mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. So the first stages of life is birth. All life begins with birth. Infants have no other way of calling out other rather than they cry. So they cry. Mewling means crying and puking means being sick or vomiting. Also they cannot eat and are dependent on milk, so they often vomit. Stage is of the childhood. The lines are, then the winning schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail unwillingly to school. See, the infant grows into a child and he no longer needs the complete attention of his parents, and they send him to school to educate him. But the infant who has seen only love and adoration looks reluctantly towards this change. So the parents, however, know what is best for their ward and they force him to go to school. They dress him in the school uniform and give him a bag and make him ready for school. The little child, however, is unwilling to go to school. लेकिन बच्चा स्कूल नहीं जाना चाहता है. तो वो एक जो उसकी एज है वो स्कूल बॉय की आ गई है. तो उसे बैग दिया जाता है. सैशल मीन्स बैग, स्मॉल बैग फॉर कैरिंग स्कूल बुक्स, एंड शाइनिंग मॉर्निंग फेस, उसे अच्छे से रेडी किया जाता है. बट द चाइल्ड इज अनविलिंग टू गो टू स्कूल. Here is stage 3, that is of adolescence. And then the lover, sighing like furnace with a woeful ballad made to his mistress eyebrow. Woeful means very sad, ballad means romantic song, and mistress means lover. Here, so next, educated youth is in the height of teenage. Okay, when adolescence sets in, the child now weaves the dreams of love, and he witnessed new changes in his mind and body and feels differently. तो उसकी जो पूरा ही जो उसका चेंज हो जाती है उसकी लाइफ. He writes and sings sad songs. Okay, sometimes very sad romantic songs are sung by them. And for the lover, the world is all roses and cherry blossom to made to his mistress eyebrow. He sees beauty in every aspect of life. तो वो जो है बच्चा जो है एडोलेसेंस में आ गया है एंड वो एक लवर की तरह बिहेव करता है, बहुत ही ज़्यादा एनर्जेटिक, लेकिन समटाइम विद अ वोफुल बलाड मीन्स समटाइम वेरी सैड रोमांटिक सॉन्ग्स गाता है फॉर हुम, फॉर हिज और हर लवर. स्टेज फोर्थ इज ऑफ यूथ, देन अ सोल्जर. अब वो एडोलेसेंस से निकल गया है एंड नाउ ही बिकम्स अ सोल्जर फुल ऑफ स्ट्रेंज ओथ्स. ओथ्स मीन्स सोलमन promises. तो वो promises करता है and bearded like the pard. Pard here means leopard, a symbol of fierceness in Shakespeare's time. तो काफी ज्यादा energetic होता है and jealous in honor and sudden and quick in quarrel, हमेशा बहस करने के लिए ready, seeking the bubble reputation and even in the cannon's mouth. A big gun that fired cannonballs made of iron. So the next age is that of a young soldier. The tender love slowly transforms into a soldier. A soldier is the battlefield of life. The speaker says that a soldier is bearded like a leopard, and he is courageous, full of vigor, full of स्ट्रेंथ. तो बहुत ही ज्यादा विगर और स्ट्रेंथ से भरा हुआ होता है और उसमें एक तरह का कह लो कि एटीट्यूड भी होता है. दे जेलसी प्रोटेक्ट्स देयर ऑनर एंड डोंट हेजिटेट टू क्वारल इन प्रूविंग देयर पॉइंट. तो हमेशा खुद को प्रूव करने के लिए क्वारल भी करते हैं. एट दिस स्टेज ऑफ लाइफ ऑनर एंड रेपुटेशन आर वेरी वैल्यूएबल टू देम. तो उनके लिए उनका ऑनर, उनकी रेपुटेशन बहुत ही ज्यादा वैल्यू रखती है एंड दे विल प्रेफर डेथ टू गार्ड देयर रेपुटेशन. मर जाएंगे लेकिन अपनी रेपुटेशन के लिए जरूर लड़ते हैं. सो दिस इज अ स्टेज ऑफ लाइफ व्हेन अ यूथ बिकम्स अ मैन. तो वो क्या है, वो उसकी जो नेक्स्ट स्टेज है में वो एंटर करते हैं यहाँ से. सो लेट्स सी नाउ. Stage 5 is midlife. And then the justice. Justice here means judge. In fair round belly with good capon line. Capon means a male chicken, very big and fat, and with eyes severe and beard of formal cut. Full of wise saws. Saws means sayings. है ना, and modern instances, and so he plays his part. So now वो क्या बन जाते हैं, एक तरह से जज बन जाते हैं. उनकी एक फेयर राउंड बेली होती है, खूब खाया पिया, चिकन विकन एंड ऑल दैट, विद आइस वियर एंड बियर्ड ऑफ फॉर्मल कट. So then the soldier, as he goes into middle age, is seen as a judge, passing on judgments देते हैं, and protecting the people with law and order. The justice is shown as round-bellied, well-to-do man eating chicken, which the speaker humorously says is lined in his belly in the form of fat. तो जो भी वो चिकन विकन खाते हैं तो वो सब उनके belly fat की तौर पे आपको नजर आता है. And his eyes are severe. Severe sometimes means very bad, मतलब कि कुछ ज़्यादा, मतलब कि we can say कि बहुत ही ज़्यादा उनके अंदर सोच समझ आ जाती है लाइफ को जीने की. तो and beard of formal cut, which suggests his seriousness, a serious nature, and he is full of wisdom. तो बहुत ही ज़्यादा इंटेलिजेंट हो जाते हैं, समझदार हो जाते हैं, and he carries about his past imparted knowledge and carrying out the duty of justice. तो उनके अंदर जो knowledge है बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाती है and they carry out the duty of justice and they play this type of part in these situations. Stage comes, the sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon. तो अब ये जो है sixth age आ गई है उनकी. According to the speaker is the entry of the middle-aged men, and the person progressively becomes lean into the lean and slippered pantaloon. तो काफी lean हो जाते हैं, पतले से हो जाते हैं, दुबले से. And slippered means wearing slippers, indoor shoes, और pantaloon का मतलब होता है vicious old man wearing a loose fitting garments for hips and legs. तो किन तरह के कपड़े उनके बदल जाते हैं, with spectacles on nose and pouch on साइड। तो नोज पे उनके क्या होता है, स्पेक्टिकल्स होते हैं, क्योंकि हर किसी को करेक्टिव लेंसेज पहनने पड़ते हैं। एज द एज चेंजेस उनकी आई साइड वीक हो जाती है। एंड पाउच ऑन साइड, पाउच मीन्स अ सॉफ्ट फोल्ड ऑफ लूज स्किन दैट हैंग्स डाउन एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ इलनेस और ओल्ड एज। तो इस तरह से उनकी जो स्किन है काफी लूज हो जाती है। हिज यूथफुल होज मीन्स टाइट फिटिंग लेग कवरिंग्स पहनते हैं वो, वेल सेव्ड, अ वर्ल्ड टू वाइड। And for his shrunk shank, shank means against legs from knees to the ankle frame, and his big manly voice, उनकी आवाज बदल जाती है, turning again towards childish treble, तो एक तरह से वो दोबारा बचपने की तरफ जा रहे होते हैं, they are turning again towards childish treble, high voice, and pipes and whistles in his sound, और उनकी जो साउंड में जो है एक तरह का whistling sound सुनाई देता है। Stage, or you can say the last stage, is the stage of dotage. Okay, the speaker. Okay, dotage means a period of life in which a person is old and weak. तो जब बहुत ज़्यादा ओल्ड हो जाते हैं, वीक हो जाते हैं, वो जो है उनकी डॉटेज होती है। सो लास्ट सीन ऑफ ऑल दैट एंड्स दिस स्ट्रेंज इवेंटफुल हिस्ट्री। तो यहाँ पे जो है ये जो लास्ट सीन होता है, द लास्ट ऑफ द एजेस इज डॉटेज लीडिंग इनटू द फाइनलिटी ऑफ डेथ, एंड द स्पीकर कॉल्स इट द लास्ट सीन ऑफ ऑल इन द प्ले ऑफ द पर्सन's लाइफ ऑन स्टेज ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, and he describes this final stage of life as a second childishness. So that ends this strange eventful history in second childishness and mere oblivion. Means forgetting everything. वो सब कुछ भूलने लग जाते हैं, and you can say being forgotten by everybody. So dotage causes a loss of all senses, and the person is left with nothing. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. Sans means pronounced like sown. Sown, okay? Sown teeth, sown eyes, sown taste, and sown everything. This is a French word meaning without. So they becomes without teeth, without eyes, without taste, and without everything. So this is the last stage. And so the statement means that at end of the life, one is without teeth, without eyesight, and without the ability to taste, and without everything. तो यहाँ पर जो है ये स्टेज लास्ट स्टेज होती है और सब खत्म हो जाता है। So the message of the poem here is, in the poem the author describes each human as a player who plays many parts. A man's life was expressed into 7 different ages, which have different roles on each, starting from an infant until an incompetent man. The theme of the poem is change, or more descriptively the changes in life caused by the time. तो टाइम के साथ लाइफ में बहुत सारे चेंजेस आते हैं, और उसे जो है पोएट ने यहाँ पर 7 डिफरेंट एजेस में आपको दिखाया है, उसके 7 डिफरेंट रोल्स में उसको दिखाया गया है। Here the the poem is also given. So in the poem, Shakespeare compares the entire world to a theatrical stage, and where all the human beings perform their allotted role given by the god. Every individual has to go through 7 acts, that are 7 stages of man's life. Shakespeare has divided human life into 7 stages, with each stage having its own qualities and characteristics. Shakespeare considers the world a stage and men and women actors on the stage of life, and they play 7 roles on the stage depending upon their age. अगर आप ये summary को भी अच्छे से समझ लेते हैं, for writing answer it is going to be very beneficial. The first stage in this phase of his life, man appears as a child in the world. As a child, he is a helpless creature. He cries in the arms of his nurse for one reason or the other, and he cries and vomits. The next phase of his life, man appears as a child in the world. He goes to school with a bag hanging from his shoulder. He goes to the school creeping like a snail. He marches to the school unwillingly. तो उसका मन नहीं करता है जाने का. In the third stage of his life, a man plays the part of a lover, and he grows into a young man full of desires, ambitions, and dreams. He becomes a romantic young man. He falls in love and sighs like a furnace. He begins to write sad poems to his beloved. He cannot control his sad feelings. तो इस तरह से उसकी feelings जो है बदलती हैं. कभी वो छोटा था, फिर बच्चा बना, और अब वो क्या है, एक lover है. life, man becomes a foul-mouthed soldier who has learned queer words at this stage. He tries to give himself a formidable look with a beard like a part, and he is emotional and jealous. He quarrels with others for his honor and grace. In the fifth stage of his life, he becomes a judge. He becomes mature and experienced in his thoughts. The heat of youth has completely cooled down, and he becomes very realistic. He wishes to grab wealth by foul or fair means. He begins to accept bribe and thus adds much to his material comforts. He becomes ease-loving and therefore becomes fat. His belly becomes round, his eyes become severe, and he grows the beard of formal cut. Then in the sixth stage of his life, man grows old. He looks quite ridiculous in his movements. He wears glasses because his eyesight is weak. His shoes become wide for his feet. His voice suffers a change. It becomes a shrill and quivering whistle. However, final stage, the man turns into a child once again. He seems to forget everything. He becomes toothless, his eyesight is weakened, and he is deprived of taste. He is ready to leave this world. Thank you so much. If you like this video, kindly like, share and subscribe. And if you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you so much.